Greetings everyone, Happy New Year and welcome to 2026 on this channel. In previous episodes of my FreeCAD Demystified series, we covered the basics of how to use FreeCAD, including how to use the Sketcher and Part Design workbenches, and we also covered some tips and techniques for how to design parts for the 3D printing process. Today, we're going to be covering a couple of useful workbenches that may perhaps be instrumental in your designs and projects. So without further ado, welcome to this episode of Doing It Ourselves and part 3 of the FreeCAD Demystified series. Okay, so in previous episodes, we covered how FreeCAD has many built-in workbenches that you can use to design and make various parts to your liking. So if I create a new file and create an active body, depending on what workbench I'm in, I can do many things within this body to create my part. I can create sketches using the Sketcher tool, I can draw shapes and such, and I can use the Part Design workbench to extrude these sketches and manipulate them however I wish. However, there are many other workbenches included within FreeCAD, and there are also workbenches available to download. To download more workbenches in FreeCAD, you go to Tools and you click on, from the drop-down menu, AddOn Manager. From the AddOn Manager, you can see that there are workbenches and tools and other add-ons available to download. These are things that both the authors of FreeCAD and the community have developed and updated and iterated upon over time, and they are free for anyone to use. A couple of the workbenches I'm going to be covering today are workbenches that are available to download from the AddOn Manager. These are the Fasteners Workbench, which is used to create different types of fasteners, and the Gear Workbench, which is used to create gears. When you click on an option from the AddOn Manager, it will take you to its respective page where you can view what the add-on does and any updates or iterations that have been made to the add-on. To download an add-on, you simply click on it and click the Install button. I already have the workbench installed, but where it says Install for me, it will say Install for you. Let's exit out of the add-on manager now, and let's delete this example sketch, or this example part that I made. And now, let's first cover the Gear Workbench. The Gear Workbench is a useful tool that makes it really easy to create different types of gears. Without it, you would need to manually create the specific type of gear as a sketch within the Sketcher workbench. This is time consuming and you might not create the most accurate gear. The Gear Workbench solves this issue. Within the Gear Workbench, you have a variety of gears to choose from. You have involute gears, you have inverse involute gears, you have racks, you have cycloid gears, which have curved teeth for smoother operation, you have cycloid racks, you have bevel gears, which are used to transmit torque from one axis to another, you have crown gears, you have worm gears, which can create very high gear ratios with simple mechanisms, you have timing gears of various types, including lantern gears, and finally you have hypocycloid gears. Each of these gears can be customized. So if we create a simple involute gear here, and we click on it, this brings up the inspector, where we can change various parameters to change the geometry of the gear and change its properties, like the number of teeth it has, how big it is, etc. So if we click on this gear, for example, we can change the number of teeth, which also increases the size of the gear itself. What we can also do is we can change things like the height of the gear. So if instead of 5mm I wanted the gear to be taller, say 10mm, we can edit that parameter from here. What we can also do is edit the module. So for example, if I wanted a finer module, I can change this measurement from 1mm to say 0.5mm, and I can adjust the number of teeth accordingly from 32 to 64. And I have the same size gear, but with a finer module. And I can do the opposite. So if I change this from 0.5 to a module of 2 millimeters, and I reduce the number of teeth down from 64 to 16, we can see that I have changed the properties of the gear to now have a coarser module. And we can do this with other things as well. So if I say create a rack, I can edit the height, the number of teeth, and the actual depth of the rack itself. And there are many other properties within this inspector that you can play around with. But say we create an involute gear and we want to either add a post to it or we want to add a hole in the middle. Well, we can't just do that from the gear workbench. We need to turn this gear into something called a base feature. And what a base feature is a piece of geometry that the part design workbench can use as a base to add other geometries upon. And the way we do that is we go to the part design workbench, we create an active body, and we drag our gear into the body. And as you can see, this has created a base feature. The actual gear itself has been made invisible, and we can now do whatever we want to this base feature, which is an identical copy of this gear, but in a more editable format. So now that we have converted this gear into a base feature, I can now say click on a face, create a sketch, create a hole in the middle, create a circle in the middle, and create our hole. It's not perfectly centered, but I'm just using this as an example. And likewise, we can do other stuff, like we can create other geometries, and we can pad onto these gears, and we can do other things as well. So if we create a hole in the middle of this gear, we can then do stuff to that hole. So we can make this hole threaded. Let's increase that a little. As you can see, we can add a threaded hole to our gear. And you can do a bunch of other stuff to this. You can embed this into another part, and the way you do that is ideally you'd create the gear first, and then you would create the base feature, and then build all the other features on top of that. And that is how you create and manipulate gears in FreeCAD. The other workbench I want to showcase today is the Fasteners Workbench. And as you can see, within the Fasteners Workbench, there are fasteners. A lot of them. You have screws, you have nuts, you have washers, you have threaded rods, you have circlips, and you have many variations of all of them. And you have many other things as well, such as this wing nut here, and you have other things like pegs and clips and so on and so forth. Within the Fasteners Workbench, you have access to most fasteners you can think of. Now, in part 1 of this FreeCAD Demystified series, I showcased how you can use the hole tool within part design to create internal threads. Well, within the Fasteners Workbench, you can create a threaded rod, and you can use that threaded rod to create external threads. And just like with the gear workbench, within the Fasteners Workbench with fasteners, you can click on them, which will bring up the inspector, and from this inspector you can adjust the parameters of the fastener. So for example, if instead of an M6 I wanted to make this an M10, I can do so. And also, like the gear workbench, I can go to the part design workbench, create a body, drag the fastener into that body, and it will create a base feature that I can edit and manipulate the geometry of. So I can then click one of the faces of this threaded rod, and I can say pad it, or I can pocket it, or I can create a sketch on the face and add geometry to that face. Creating external threads this way is very useful if you have a large cylindrical object that you want to 3D print, and you want to split it up into smaller sections that you can screw together, for example. And just like with threaded rods, I can do very similar things with screws, of which there are various types. In the Fasteners Workbench there are various types of flathead screws, Phillips screws, hex screws, and so on and so forth. And you have many different types of the same screw. So for example, Phillips screws, you have a countersink screw, you have a round head Phillips, and you have different styles of the same thing. And as with the threaded rods, you can adjust the parameters of these. So for example, I can make this longer, I can add a thread to it, and as you can see here, in just a couple of steps, I've made basically a countersunk wood screw. Something useful for 3D printing in particular is threaded inserts, and the Fasteners Workbench within FreeCAD has them. Now if we make this threaded, you can see we've just made a threaded insert. As you can see, you have the herringbone pattern on the exterior, and you have the thread on the inside. Well, there are just a couple of very useful workbenches within FreeCAD that you can implement in your design projects for 3D printing, CNC machining, or what have you. Thank you all for watching, take care, like and subscribe, and I will see you back here in part 4. Bye for now.